Take us through those moments of watching your dad walk through the crowd last night, just 2 days after surviving an assassination attempt.
Well, I mean, that song almost brings you to tears, right? It's just the lyrics are perfect for the moment, everything that, the kind of song represents. And it was an emotional moment. I mean, it was a somber moment in a certain way. 48 hours before, I was sitting on the couch with my kids and my wife and almost saw my father get assassinated on live TV. And, then yesterday I cast the deciding vote as a delegate in the state of Florida that put my father over the threshold and made him the Republican nominee for president of the United States. So all of a sudden, in a 48-hour period, you see this dichotomy of the worst lows. Thinking your father's potentially dead, to the greatest highs, and then obviously he walks in, makes his first appearance last night, and it was a beautiful moment. The love in that room was incredible. I mean, everybody there is chanting "Fight, fight, fight, USA, USA," and there were people that were crying, and I mean, it was a beautiful, beautiful moment for this country. And the people in that room, guys, love red, white, and blue, and they love our nation. They love our Constitution. They love religion, and they want to see this country fought for, and they want to see somebody that's going to be a cheerleader for this nation. And my father's been the guy who's answered that call every single time, and he's relentless, and he will not stop. And just not to be long-winded, but the first thing my father said when he got out of the hospital, he called me in the hospital, and it's maybe 45 minutes after he was shot. He goes, nothing changes with the convention. Nothing changes in our lives. We do what we were doing before. We're going to the convention. We're going to the convention when we were originally planned to go to the convention. And I thought that was incredibly powerful. And he's just an amazing person.
No, and at the risk of sounding sycophantic, and that's it's not my objective, but it does, Eric. It does feel like we've ebbed into new territory here, based on what happened Saturday, and just the presence of mind the former president had on that stage to put his hand up and let the crowd know two things: one, to fight, but also that he was okay. And then last night, just unbelievable emotion. We had Congressman Jack Kingston on with us a few minutes ago. In Congress, 25 years. He said the first convention he ever went to was Gerald Ford, 1976. And I said, so where did last night stack up? He said, by far, the most emotional moment that I've ever witnessed at a convention. I'm wondering if you could just tell us what the last 3.5 years have been like for you, your dad, in the midst right now of what could be the greatest political comeback in history. If you start at January 6th and you go through where we are today, truly remarkable, something that we have never seen in American political history.
Yeah, guys, never did I think I was going to live this life, right? It started 8 years ago when he goes down that escalator. He told us a couple days before that he was running for president. And he goes, we're going to know who our true friends are, but we're going to get hit in ways that we can never, possibly imagine. And I truly mean it. They were the most insightful words. And, they went after him. They impeached him. They went after the family. They tried to bankrupt him. They tried to arrest him. They tried to throw him in jail. They went after him civilly. They went after him criminally. They went after Supreme Court justices. They made up hoaxes. They paid for dirty dossiers. I could go on and on for hours, and there's a million attacks behind the scenes, right? I'm the most subpoenaed person probably in American history. I got 110 subpoenas for nothing. I'm a guy who's never gotten a traffic ticket, let alone getting subpoenas. They've done everything to try and take down our family. So, then you see 48 hours ago, and he gets hit in the ear by an assassin. It's only by the grace of God that he's not dead right now. Mm-hmm. And he walks into that room stronger than ever and undeterred. And if there's 1,000 people, in his same spot, they would have broken every single one of them. They would have broken every single family, and they never broke him, and they never broke us. Here I am 8 years later. I sat in this very room in a different city, but in this very room at the 2016 convention, doing exactly what I'm doing now, and I'm still standing on that stage, and I'm still fighting every single day, and I will never stop. I will never, ever stop, and he will never stop. And that's what America needs. You just see the ultimate weakness in the White House right now. You see a guy who can't get up a flight of stairs. You see a guy who, isn't a cheerleader for this nation. You see a guy with disastrous policy. And then you see a guy like my father who, bleeding from the face, gets up, by the way, against the wishes of Secret Service, I can tell you, and puts his hand in the air and chants, fight, fight, fight. That's what America needs. That's the strength, that's the power, that's a resilience that America needs.
And we've really seen his character, come through in the last 48 hours. We've seen it for the last few years. We've known about it, but now the world is seeing it.